Very well, thanks for dropping by. Off you go.
So if you're on X, which used to be called Twitter, you might have, for any length of time, you might have come across Twitter X account now. This one, Kathleen Kennedy, Kathy M. Kennedy, joined in 2015. It follows Frank Marshall. He used to follow it, and then he quit. Jason Ward follows it. It follows Jason Ward. And here are just some of the people that were involved with it. This guy, Dimitri Vegas, I don't know who he is. And there's Jason Ward. Now, I want to say something. If you look at the followers, they don't look like much. But it's a very kind of what the people that this thing follows Frank Marshall, it follows Barack Obama, it follows a bunch of news sites. So how is it linked to Jason Ward? Well, everybody who knows about Jason knows that he's been around Star Wars fandom for, well over a decade. He used to haunt theforce.net till they kicked him off because he would troll people and cause a lot of trouble. He then started making Star Wars. I did an investigation into him and discovered something I can't talk about, but the rumors are rampant about his divorce and why he got divorced. He was married to a much younger woman, and something happened. He wanted to get a job with Lucasfilm and did a background check and denied him the job. Why? Go look at the divorce and the issues surrounding his wife Amanda and him, because she was part of this. Okay. Ward has been here since theforce.net. It looks to me like he hooked up somehow through maybe connections inside Lucasfilm with Kennedy. And I think what is going on here, and this is just me speculating, that he was the one that made the Twitter account for her. Okay, so she may be using the DMs. Now, it says it hasn't been used since 2017, but that doesn't mean it, because lots of times you can use your Twitter account to read Twitter. You can also use the DMs and not be public. Okay, so what I think, again, is he made the account for her. She has used it. Obviously, she was talking to somebody. Even though he didn't look like a very important guy in this, it's obvious that she did have some sort of relationship if Jason Ward didn't create this account out of whole cloth. Again, the only reason why I think it might be real is that Frank Marshall followed it. And then when everything started going south and the fans started getting belligerent, with good reason, he stopped following it, probably to not draw attention to it. But it's still there, sitting there. And again, we know that Jason Ward is a nefarious, basically, I would look at him as someone you wouldn't want to do business with. He's dishonest. All right. He was the hired internet hitman to drive the fans away, and instead he failed.
Lock air spoils in attack position.
You turned her against me!
You have done that yourself.
Now, why do I bring this up? Because Ichibaka has been around. He's still on Twitter. He's not using it. But he was the one that first found it, I believe. And it was very weird. Frank was following it. And about a year or two after we discovered it, Frank stopped following this Kathy M. Kennedy account. And it seems to be that Marshall either found out it was fake or, again, like I said, decided to unfollow it because he was giving it legitimacy when he didn't want to draw attention to his wife's Twitter account. And let me explain. Jason Ward has been accused of creating troll accounts, burner accounts, using bots to attack people. Again, like I said, he got thrown off the force.net for trolling and causing trouble. And the story, and I believe it was, he was basically Kennedy's internet hitman, trying to drive the fans away, and he failed at it. And the thing that absolutely drives me nuts is that no one has pointed this out, this connection between her and Ward out. Again, Ward has something in his background that keeps him from being employed at Lucasfilm. Go look at the rumors about why he got divorced from Amanda, and you might get a hint about what that could be. It's very probable that he's still connected to her in some way. He was the official. He called himself the official leaker of Star Wars, and it's interesting how that sort of dovetails with when this account was made. Okay, so why would Kennedy, connect with him? She doesn't have to be linked to him out there in the open, even though he follows that account. That account follows him, so they can DM each other. Okay. This is real. It's out, but it is out in the open. So what would this tell the Horsemen? Well, again, it's like making a deal with Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant. Sitting there with this look on your face like, well, we have this deal, blah, 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 and yeah. Also the fact, I do believe that there was a rumor out there in Reddit that Pablo Hidalgo was giving Ward leaks. Okay, so he was part of it, all right? And again, Hidalgo is Kathy Kennedy's little lapdog. Kathy, she's the one that gave him the job, the real official job at Lucasfilm, and he was no longer a contractor. So I think this is a little cabal, and because of who Ward is and what he symbolizes, this could be another thing for Iger to hit her with. This guy was discovered, blah, 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 and you were what, communicating with them? How are you linked? These are the questions that need to be asked, because that account, I'm going to say this, because of Frank Marshall's endorsement of it for a while, makes me think it was real. And it is real. So she could be reading tweets right now. She could be on Twitter right now. She could know everything we think about her. And it just would make her, I think, more and more insistent on staying to fuck it up even worse. And look, Ward doesn't care about Star Wars, okay? He cares about making money and power because he's as narcissistic as she is. And they're basically kind of the same person. So, are they connected? That Twitter account is interesting. Is it real? It doesn't have a blue check mark. But it also, at the time, would not have had enough blue check marks to be a verified account. Okay. And if I could find the screen capture I had that showed Frank Marshall is following it, it would just add more to the what the hell is going on here. Okay, this has to be investigated because a connection to Jason Ward, who is, I can't say it, but there's a reason why he didn't get that job at Lucasfilm. A connection to Jason Ward would hurt her badly. Okay, it's as bad as being connected to Leslie Headland. Think about it. And if the Horsemen are watching, do your due diligence and check out those connections. Pablo Hidalgo to Jason Ward to Kathy, all these, it's an insidious web. There's so many people involved. But you have to look at it because it helps to remove her from the problem. Because once she's gone, that whole organism dies. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.